And we're live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Dan Postman, Monica, and Arisima talking about magic, money, clearings. And we're going to be here with you for about a half hour talking about this stuff. And then I will let you know that there are some other ways that you can join us too. If you join our Magic Money group, Monica has a twice weekly money workbook group that she's leading where you can get into the magic energy of money, feeding your being through the power of this workbook and the questions that we have together through that, which has been really amazing and very different way of seeing things. Going to be I am power, I am control, I am creativity, I am money perspective, where you see that you are the world, and then you're no longer trying to get the world, but you just be it and make choices, and that's a totally different way of functioning. So if you're interested in that, message me or Monica and join this group. And that's a great place to start for changing your money reality. Today, I want to talk about legends and legacy. What is the legacy? And if you were living your legacy today, what would you do today? What 10 things, for example, what 10 things would you do today if this was truly a day that was your legacy? This is a day to remember. People are going to look back at this and look at, hey, what you did today. What is your legacy?
Good question. I like that.
Yes, and I would just like to
I'd
offer
like
that
to
as
be remembered for.
yeah, what would exactly. And this is a journaling prompt you could use every day if you want to be a legend. If you want to live at the highest reality you can imagine, just write down every morning. You gotta write, what's my legacy, and then write down 10 things. And I bet your life is gonna skyrocket so high, so far, so fast. You won't be able to imagine the difference between who you are now and who you are as soon as you start this, because when you bring that to the forefront of your mind, impact. Because every choice you make, you see the full impact of it. Even I talked to my mom this morning about what hers would be, and she would said taking my kids ice skating and to the movies, and that actually would be legendary for her, because that's some big energies. That's participating with the family and the kids in a way that is beyond her normal means in terms of engaging them, and she does stuff with them, but that quality of engagement is really high for her. Bye, Arisima. Thanks for joining us. Have a good day. But for me, it would be something different, and maybe for you, it would be something different. So just looking at that as a journal prompt for yourself, if you want to embrace legacy and be the legend within, what could you be? What could you do today that would make you a legend right away? And what would your legacy be if it was just about today? If you were a legend just for today, what would your life be like? And what would you do today that would leave a legacy?
Wow. I have no idea. It's just drew a blank.
It's okay. Also, you don't have to figure it out right away. Let it
Yeah,
linger.
I guess I don't want to figure it out right away because it's
Yeah.
uh I don't know. Yeah, it's not something that's been on my mind at all, actually. So maybe it has to stew there for a little bit in order for me to get an answer.
Yeah, let's do and bring the question to the forefront of the mind, because the question will create so much, because who you are today when you ask that question will be a different person than who you are tomorrow when you ask that
Oh,
question.
definitely.
The energy of the question will change the nature of you. It will expand your horizons and your focus and your possibilities to something greater, and that's the key. And if you want to live a great life, well, what's beyond great would be legendary. So why not set a big goal, a big target, a big ask, and look at what could you be that you've never been before, that would be truly worthy of a legacy and would inspire the world.
I have no idea. What would I be that I have never been? Well, I've never been a stripper. I don't know how that would contribute to the world, but hey, that's something I've never been, never done.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, there's something, right? Yeah, something to that. It would
Oh,
certainly be
okay.
different.
Definitely different.
Yeah.
Quite adventurous in my life. Something that never even occurred to me. I do remember when I first moved here and I was looking for a job. Well, I already had one when I moved here, but it wasn't one that I really enjoyed. So I started looking for other jobs while I was still working.
Mm.
Um, and there were a lot of calls for strippers. I do remember that. And it was like, huh, I've never thought about that before. And no, I never acted on it just because I was 22 and scared to death.
Yes.
So no, I never acted on it, but I do recall that there were so many ads for strippers. I mean, literally strippers.
Wow.
And I think maybe it crossed my mind like for 20
Yeah.
seconds, and then it was just like, nah. And
Right.
I found another job that as a secretary.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
that was about it, never thought about that again, that's for sure.
What's funny about that energy is that, like, it's a very present energy. It changes a lot in your body just to consider it. And one thing is that it's got this vitality to it that we don't often bring out in life in other areas. But if you have that energy with you, then you're open to possibilities and being charming and flirtatious and open and scandalized in a way that you're not normally. And that does create business. It does create an energy of engagement. It creates something. And it's like you don't have to go there, but if you will be there, you're willing to be the
Okay, that
energy.
makes sense. If you could be the energy of a stripper, which is flirtatious, which is come to me type of energy, and you could do that to attract business and money.
Yeah, exactly. And even like being the energy of a public stripper, like I do this for a living, then you just like whatever you do, like if you will just add that level of I can't believe that he does that or whatever to
Yeah.
whatever it is that you do,
Yeah.
just add that energy. Like I'm a language instructor for French, or I'm learning. Even you just see if you can merge the energies, then it allows people to have like that orgasmic experience of like, what in the world do you do again? Sorry,
Yeah. Well,
sorry.
what do you? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
What was that?
yeah. I kind of feel like
Like,
that
give
about
it all. Give it all.
my business cards. Kind of feel like that to me a little bit. Like it's a little bit like,
Oh, I
well,
love your business card. I love your business card.
yeah,
So you just put some awe into whatever you do, something that'll wow people. So you are remembered,
hmm,
maybe not for exactly what you do, but the energy and the vibe you give it.
yeah,
Because I don't know, for example, teaching, there are hundreds and thousands of teachers, but what sets you apart?
yeah,
What energy are you giving off for people to choose you over 100,000 other teachers?
hmm,
So, yeah, maybe it is taking the energy of something that is viewed as scandalous
hmm,
and giving it to some mundane uh, activity to take it away from being mundane.
yeah, exactly. And if you do that, nothing is mundane, and everything has this greatness to it because it's
Yeah,
like you know,
you
like
took it to another level.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like how do you be a scandalous language teacher? Well, I teach people, 1,000 words a day. Like you could do something totally scandalous like that, like something that's beyond what people conceive as possible. Or,
yeah.
you know, I'm a mobility coach and I teach people to transport themselves across the field instantly. Like,
take you up on that. Well, yeah, what do you do that sets you apart? And okay, I feel like it's not necessarily something you can do physically or you may do physically, but what you give to your students, what you contribute to them energetically to make something so mundane as running across the field excellent.
Hmm.
Okay. Because I don't know, you're a gym teacher
Yeah.
and you watch kids, running from one end of the field to the other end of the field, to the other end of the field, to the other end of the field. Yeah, I remember that. It was called PE and I hated it. I thought it was useless. I love the, volley, the softball. I loved that. But, the
Mm,
running up and down the field was just useless to me. But, if that's what you do, what energy can you put into that to not make it something kids don't like?
yes. I like, even if you could say, I teach kids to embody the energy of the earth while they run so that they know that the universe supports them in
And
every
you
level.
can have a quick energy pull right before you get them to start running.
Yes. Yes.
So they're more into the contact of their feet on the earth and the energy that they are emitting as they are running, but also the energy they are receiving from the ground, from nature, from earth, from the trees, from the grass that is surrounding them.
Yes.
So it would be a different experience than just running up and down a field for whatever reason that you have to do that for. To
Hmm.
pass, to pass PE, and you don't get left behind because of PE.
Absolutely. And looking at legends in your field too, right? Whatever it is, and looking at the the books and the quotes and some of the things they said. Um, like let's say you're in PE, like why not look for some of the greatest athletes of all time and look at what their words were, because that's a reflection of their mind and the state that got them to where they were.
Right.
So Walter Payton, when you're good at something, you'll tell everyone. When you're great at something, they'll tell you.
Mm.
If you ask how I want to remember, it's as a winner. Interesting. I don't particularly think that's a great quote, but it's interesting that people thought that that was worth writing down.
It meant something to someone.
Yeah, yeah. I guess he's the one to leave the legacy as a winner, which is really interesting because that's not something I would have considered. But why not be a winner as well as whatever else you are? Um,
Well, you can have winner mentality. You can make yourself winner energy.
Winner energy, yeah, absolutely. Maybe it's something I'm resisting. He says, "Never die easy. Why run out of bounds and die easy? Make that linebacker pay. It carries into all facets of your life. It's okay to lose, to die, but don't die without trying. Give it your best."
Well, that makes sense to me. Don't die without trying.
Yeah, yeah, that totally makes sense to me too. That resonates hardcore. Running alone is the toughest to get to the point where you have to keep pushing yourself.
I like that.
Most important thought: if you love someone, tell him or her, for you never know what tomorrow may have in store. That's interesting words from an athlete. Wow.
Repeat that, please.
Most important thought: if you love someone, tell him or her, for you never know what tomorrow may have in store.
I think that's a quote in general for not necessarily for an athlete.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's I've read that before, and not necessarily those exact words, but the how much fear do you have of expressing your feelings, especially of love, to people because of I don't know, maybe fear of rejection, fear of being ridiculed, fear of being not
Yeah,
reciprocated,
totally.
you know,
Absolutely.
and you don't say I love you to someone.
Yeah. Another thing he said is, I wanted to be a professional drummer. That's interesting.
He wanted to be son, he wasn't, okay? Well, that tells you, that gives you an insight to many people's lives. Many. For example, I wanted to be a stewardess, an airline stewardess.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then that was when I was 18, give or take. And well, I here in Ecuador, I would have had a real good chance to do that because my uncle on my mother's side was the general manager of the Ecuadorian Airlines.
Mm,
So I could have gotten in, but there was a slight problem.
yeah.
You had to be 172 uh, centimeters, meters. Okay, 1 meter 72. Yeah, I'm 157.
Wow.
So
What
that
a,
was a huge reason why I wasn't able to get in. But
wow.
for a long time, it frustrated me because
Yeah.
that was my dream. That was really, I wanted to be a stewardess.
Why don't they just make some shorter airplanes?
Yeah, airplanes for munchkins.
Yeah.
So yeah, I that was my dream, and like I said, it did frustrate me for a while.
Is it
But
because of not being able to reach the overhead bins to help
right,
people with
you
their
can't
luggage?
shut it. Yeah,
Oh, shut
it
it.
was that.
Just to
You
shut
had
it.
to be able to shut it, and when you open it, it gets really high.
Yes.
Yeah,
Why
okay.
can't they
So,
just have a button to do it automatically? Like
well, they didn't have it back then. We're talking about when I was 19.
they still don't
Okay.
have, but I mean,
And
yeah.
it was you had to reach up and shut the overhead compartment, but you had to reach the door. I couldn't reach the door.
Yeah.
I couldn't reach the compartment door. And you couldn't have um the customers shutting it for you. So you had to be 172.
Right. Oh my gosh. Couldn't there be like a string that you could pull on it or like a step stool?
No, couldn't do any of those. Yeah. I
A
was
Segway you could ride, like some kind of like hovering device or like a Segway or something
I
you
have
can ride
no
on.
idea what they're like now. I haven't been on a plane since what? I haven't been on a plane since 2004.
And I mean,
So,
when you're a stewardess, it's not like you go alone. Usually there's a couple, right?
yeah, but you had to be able to handle your section. It wasn't
Okay.
like you could say, "Hey, excuse me, can you come shut this for me?" They were worried about their section and.
Right.
So, I mean, I can see the logic behind it
Yeah.
at the time. Well, no, now I can see the logic behind it. I couldn't see the logic behind it back then. I was a frustrated teenager.
Right.
But now it makes sense. Like I said, I have no idea what planes are like now. I haven't been on one in ages. But my daughter, who
Mhm.
is I'm 157, she's like 150. She's smaller than I am, shorter than I am.
Yeah.
She is a munchkin. She told me that her friend was an air stewardess and she was her height. So now that I guess they have a different type of system to shut the overhead compartments, and it
Yeah.
doesn't matter how tall you are. But when I was young, you needed a certain height.
Mm. Wow.
So
Wow.
So that was them. But like I said, it's interesting that a known athlete didn't want to be what he was or what he is, or you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, true. Very strange. I wanted to be a dancer, and I still want that. Like, for me, that's really fun. I feel like all these different energies moving through me, and
It's beautiful.
and like I like doing like somersaults and cartwheels and stuff like that. And it's like some of it's I need training or help with, or just space. Actually, I don't need any help because I know everything I need to know. I just need space to practice. Um, but I was dancing outside yesterday for like 3 hours, and it's like, I don't know, it's something I love so much, and it's not like what other people do, but it's really unique. And I think that like all of us have these dreams that are so unique to us, and that we're so good at, skilled at, passionate about, because we have these dreams about it that other people don't see. It's not like, oh, would you fit into how things currently are? But like when you got a big dream, it's like, how do you have to make a whole different reality to fit you into it, because it's like it's natural for you, but other people see it and it's kind of like that stripper thing. It's like, wow, you do what?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so like living with that shock all the time of everyone meeting you and being wowed by you is kind of the energy of living in your dreams. Like being such a big wow, like, or like even like people will say things like, how do you get away with that? Or no one would ever
Yeah.
let you, da, da, da. But for
Or even worse, when they say something like, you're wasting your time, you're never going to amount to anything in that
Mhm,
field,
mhm,
because there's so much competition, because it doesn't make money, because, so it's like they
right.
take your dream and they pound it with a hammer.
Yeah, exactly. Because about money too. It's like, wait, you're
Yeah.
not going to make money with that. It's like, well, if I don't do that, I don't want money. So,
Yeah.
how does it matter? It doesn't. So it's like, put your dreams first, because they're what fuel your life.
And
And
they will create money because you
yeah,
will become such a positive energy that money just comes because you are living your dream.
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
money does not make your dream. Your dream will make money
Yes, exactly.
if you eliminated and uncreated everything that didn't allow you to actually feel free to live your dream. Like mom,
Yes,
dad, pod, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds, whatever.
absolutely. And yeah, money isn't really relevant when you're living your dream, your legacy, doing the thing of you. It's just like, well, this is what I want to do, and here I am doing it, and it's great. Um,
And then you get yeah, that's a real nice hobby. You're like, no, this is what I want
oh,
to do for a living.
yeah, it's like, you're a nice hobby. Get out of my life.
Yeah. Or like Gary says, interesting point of view. That's your reality, but not mine.
hmm Yeah, exactly. And it is their reality, because they couldn't do what it is that you could do. They don't have the passion, right? And when you have a passion for something, when your energy is like, it's, you're not competible with. The only person you can compete with is you, and you can do better than you did yesterday. And when you have a dream in an area, you do so great for you. You have
When
so
you do
much
something you
inspiration.
love. When
Yeah.
you do something you love. It's like when I cook, I adore cooking. I love cooking.
hmm
And my thing is that I don't have anybody to eat everything I make, and that's sad. So I
Yeah.
quit cooking because when I had my kids with me, well, they ate, but then
Yeah.
they moved out and I live by myself. My daughter's back for a while, but either way, it's not like I have. I would love to like open a restaurant, um, where I would be the cook, the
hmm
head chef,
Yes.
and but then I need somebody to manage the restaurant because that's where I don't want to touch, everything that has to do with logistics and administration, and no, I want to cook.
My brother Lincoln and I want to open up a restaurant called Wow, Eat Like a Hero. Actually,
Oh,
so Wow, Eat Like a Hero. And if you want to be our cook, we definitely
Want to.
need cooks. So
And I make all types of stuff from all over the world.
yeah, and you could open up your own restaurant too. It doesn't have to be with us, but I think that it would be fun at some point. He's like 12 years old right now, and I'm 24, but it's a dream we have. And Sarah also is interested in it. But it's like the slogan is eat like a hero and become one in the back. So we would have like training in the back too. So if people
Ooh,
wanted to, experience different things, then they could get, food, but
gym,
also
a gym
training.
type of deal.
Yeah.
And have good, healthy food. But good, healthy food does not necessarily mean smoothies and kale and that stuff. You can eat really, really deliciously and eat well.
Hmm.
That's one of the things I love. I've been following the keto lifestyle since the pandemic, since they shut us up in April. Well, March was when we had the shutdown. And April 1st, I started the keto lifestyle. And personally, I eat delicious. So,
Hmm.
people are like, oh, what are you going to eat if you don't eat rice, if you don't eat potatoes, if you don't eat pasta? I eat so many other delicious things that no,
Hmm.
I don't miss. You know what I miss? English muffins. That's
Wow.
what I miss. That's about it.
Wow. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. So what if you were the best of the in the world of the legacy that you could leave, or your legacy, because it's unique to you. And if you're going to dedicate to something, why not dedicate to your legacy or to your dreams or to your hope for your own capacity, what you can be. Um,
The greatest chef in the world. Gor-
yes,
Gordon Ramsay, move over.
Monica Pinto makes food for strippers.
Oh! That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. It would create the shock factor without you ever
Yeah.
having
Oh,
to get undressed.
oh yeah. Uh,
Oh, like, what do you do? I'm in the supermarket. Really? What do you do in the supermarket? I make food.
what do you? I cook for them.
Oh my gosh. That's delicious energy. That is great. That's hilarious. You could totally do that. I'm sure they have local needs for all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have everybody else's needs. Like to eat, to sleep, to bathe. Oh,
True. Oh, wow. Wow. So for everyone, what could I do today that would leave a legacy right away? Write it down, get a journal, and write down 10 times in the morning. I answer that question. So new page, right? Just write your answer. What could I do to leave today that will leave a legacy right away? Write down your answers, and commit that to heart. Memorize what your days and use it as your battle plan and anchor. If you want to live the greatest life you can, then just get to know your legacy really well. What is the legacy that you're leaving today? And what worst case scenario, your whole life will change. Best case scenario, I don't know. Everything, all your dreams will come true.
yep.
All right. Thank you for tuning into the YouTube clip here, and come join us for the money workbook anytime. Just message us, and also you can join our live chats here too. We're not excluding you, so if you want to be more involved in the picture, come and message us on Facebook.